Hey everybody, it's Bust. We're continuing our playthrough of the Lab of Legends. We're jumping in on Pyke Part 2. I guess that Pyke did that was the one that we failed at the final battle. That was a bit of a sad one. But let's see if we can't pick up something a little bit better than that one. Not as high rolly as the counterfeit copies. And so not particularly interested in any of these. Let's just re-roll a bit and see if we find anything interesting. We don't have any landmarks or use for these cards. What can we do? We don't have any slow spells. We could get double chum the waters, I guess, but let's see if we can't find a little bit better. I raise my power to my health. I don't really like created cards. Cost one less. Uh, we do get created cards off of Bloodbait. Doesn't seem too exciting. And then don't the landmark thing we're not going to be using. We'll find us one here eventually. Emperor's Diaz is moderately interesting when we have these Snapjaw Swarms, just as a means to get a bunch of attacks in. I don't think it's quite exciting here, though. Damage enemy Nexus top ally 1 attack. Eh. We'll find us one. Alrighty, we can use this one. Allies everywhere that cost 3 or less are lurkers and have lurk. And so if we're going to be doing the lurk thing, let's go ahead and get that going. That should apply to everything in our deck outside of Chum the Waters and Pyke. So not a bad little start as far as Pyke is concerned here. So still, uh, have some problems with this deck. We need to get a good champion pairing here. I'm just not a believer in Pyke. I don't want to say he's worse than worse than. Hang on to this. Get a attack in with. Let's get rid of the cutthroat. I don't want to say that he's worse than Talia, but this the he's certainly out here giving her a run for her money. So here, let's start with the Corsair. He's going to play the Spiderling to block, so we'll actually get a point of damage in. And hey, big surprise, we hit our lurk. Good deal. Good deal. Hopefully we'll be doing that every turn of the game. We only have 2 cards in our deck to mess with. We only have the two Chum the Waters at this point. We have the 1 spell in our deck, but it counts as a lurk as well. That animation was awfully slow. I thought we were going to miss there. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just going to open here. We have the lethal if he doesn't have a Vile Feast. If he does, kind of whatever. I think we'll be fine. We'll put the Snapjaw Swarm on top just to kind of guarantee we have a lurk. So it seems like that one was pretty academic. So, moving forward, let's see what champion we get here. So, handful of them I like with Pyke. I like the idea for him to be able to strike. So that would be with Noxus and Shurima. I like Predict, so that would be with Shurima or PNZ. But here we would have 2 choices without having to re-roll. We have the Cataclysm, which counts, the free attack to get Pyke swinging into something. Plays, reasonably well with our Crackshot Corsairs. Plays well with Pyke himself. I think that could be okay. Gallant Rider also works with our Redfin Hammer Snouts, so we have a handful of ways to take advantage of the flip side there. We could also be looking to try and find something like Relentless Pursuit to get additional attacks. With the Cataclysm, if you have a scout unit on your opponent's turn, you can also get a rally that way. So lots of kind of like interesting interactions we could pull off with the Cataclysm. Over here with the Nasus, on kind of the flip side, we have the access to Siphoning Strike, which a little more powerful in the general sense. Gives us a way to strike with Pyke. It's kind of hard to pull off, but in the same vein of us having things to do with Gallant Rider, we have the Bakai Sandspinner as a way to get vulnerable. I think I just want to take this Jarvan, though. I've kind of convinced myself that this Cataclysm is going to be what we want to get Pyke going. It could be kind of scary against the Freylord rounds, since the units might actually be bigger than Pyke. But I think this is fine. And then this also gives us a way to attack on our opponent's turn. So right now, we can only attack with our Redfin or our Snapjaw Swarms on our opponent's turn. This gives us a way to attack on our opponent's turn to hit additional lurks. So the downside to taking this pool is it doesn't, not the right button, it doesn't really jive with our lie in wait, where allies everywhere that cost 3 or less are lurkers and have lurk. The Gallant Rider is a little bit expensive. Jarvan's a little expensive, but we probably won't be taking any more of those expensive cards. We're going to load all of our items onto Pyke anyways, so I think that could be okay. Of course, we'll rage quit here at some point when we miss a lurk, but I think this will work out just fine. And this is kind of tough. I really want to get a 1-cost unit down, so let's just mulligan away everything. Bloodbait's a little bit too slow to get our cards online. Okay, and this is good. We have the Cutthroat now. This deck does not have 1-drops, so we can play the shark attack. Is that what you're called? Sharkling, to get an extra point of damage in. Okay, that animation's taking so long. I was like, oh no, this is abysmal if he has the means to just get the value block on our swarm. But okay, disaster averted, crisis averted. So let's actually get these going. These 1-drops are all huge, given that they have the lurk attached to them. And do we want to guarantee the lurk? Is that lethal if we do? I think it is. So we'll play our Bark Beast. Get the rest of our things. Our Bark Beast. God, I am way off on the names today. Okay, anyways, we're good. We took down the Mistrates this time. Lurk ability's pretty strong here. But okay, so what do we got? Of course, we're leveling up our Pyke. I think I want to reroll here, though. I'm not super interested in giving him Giant's Belt or Tough. We're definitely not interested in giving him Ephemeral. So, Nab could be something. I'll give it one more reroll, and if we get stuck with Giant's Belt, we get stuck with it. Okay, I'm a little bit happier with Ancient Coin. It could be a pretty big deal just getting him down on the 3rd turn, since we may not, as far as having the attack token at the right time, we're probably not going to have it on turn 2 or turn 2 or 4. But turn 3, we definitely have it. Here, Snapjaw Swarm's an easy take. Alright, so yeah, not a bad little pickup here. Not a bad little set of cards. Just kind of the real boost we needed to get Pyke going. So I would like to pick up something to let us cheat. Whether or not that is the likes of... let's just say cheat on mana. Whether or not that is a... mana gem or a sorcery. I like to cheat on card draw. We do have a pretty... cheap set of cards here, and so it would be nice if we could get the thing that has, like, if your hand's empty, draw a card. And then I'm also pretty okay with picking up the thing that turns your health into your attack. That's pretty strong in these style of decks. But opponent here, he's not really doing anything, so we missed our lurk. That was kind of the appropriate time to do it. He hasn't put anything on the board to take advantage of his Vaults of Helya. And now we're kind of set up to get Pyke down. We have the Bloodbait to guarantee that we get the boosted attack this turn. And we're just going to start crushing. All right. Takes him to 3. So we're never going to get an open kill with this shark thing on top of our deck. But getting pretty powerful here. Do it. He's just gonna. No, we'll skip on that. You can say just gonna get the value block on it. We should be good to just win with an open attack next turn. Even with this turning into like Thresh. Oh. Okay. You did your duty, Pyke. Duty. I wonder, man, if I'd have known that he was going to attack, we could have just tried to bait him and then go into the Snapjaw Swarm. Alrighty, well that was a pretty easy set of games. Our opponents had kind of weak draws there, so not surprised that we just completely rolled through them. The Lie Within, or whatever that passive is called, just gives us so much damage. Okay, so with these, I'm not really amped up about any of them. I'm kind of okay with Dragon's Rage. It plays reasonably with Pyke, just giving him some attack bonuses whenever he takes down a unit, or when he just like aces somebody's whole team to give himself like +5/+5. Don't think Endurance is going to quite do it for us, and Bouncing Blades is one of the weaker cards if you can't take advantage of the spells every turn. So I think it's fine. I'd rather just hang on to our reroll in case something is just truly atrocious. Um, but we got offered up more Snapjaw Swarms, and so good deal. It's that time. You remember, stay hydrated. Yeah. Definitely gonna have to refill this. Gonna have to pause this trial. But here, interesting. It's like I kind of want to reroll to a degree to try to find Pyke, but I think when our hand just this powerful right from the get go, I'm okay to just stay with it. Then opponent here, I think they have the 0-3 guy. Can't remember if I'm quite right or wrong on that. If they played an Omen Hawk, it would have been manageable. I forget what the Hunter's early game unit is. Not very nice, my friend. Not very nice. This one's close. I would like to get the Snapjaw Swarm next turn, but I think just adding all the units to the board here is just a little bit too good. Okay. Let's just see how this shakes out. Not quite ready to throw away our Crackshot Corsairs. They're going to give us a bit of value if we're able to start Snapjaw Swarming. Let's go ahead and put one on top. So yeah, not like super good here, but if he comes at us with the hook onto our Aristocrat, then it would at least be able to take down the Elnick. Making 7 here kind of sucks, but it's not the end of the world. I'm going to go ahead and get this attack in. I want to guarantee that we get the extra crack shot before it becomes time to attack. So get the 2 damage in from these, and then depending on what he plays, he may not have the mana anymore to just stop the remainder of our attack here. Seems like we got him. Cool. All right, feeling good. I'm cruising right through this one. Let's see, what do we have here? Dawn Speakers is reasonably interesting. All of our units, pretty good to give bonus. I don't want to take something like Tryndamere. I do want to try and make sure that all of our cheaper cards maintain that 3 or cost less, or all of our units cost 3 or less, so that they keep the lurk thing going and getting the lurk bonus. I think the Dawn Speakers should be okay. It's got enough stats to be pretty relevant, even with just like 1 or 2 lurks. So here we're getting a Doran's Blade on the Snapjaw Swarm pretty strong as well. Alright, yeah, our deck is really churning now. We should be pretty consistently able to attack our opponent every turn of the game with all the Snapjaw Swarms we have. It'd be nice if we could play the spell version on the first turn somehow, but that might be too big of an ask. But we'll hang on to 1 Swarm, mulligan for a 1-drop. Didn't hit it, but not the end of the world. There we go. Uh-oh. Alright. Fine. Like, this turn was looking so good. We were doing so much sweet stuff. Fine, dude. I assume our 1-cost unit should be strong enough here. It's going to get +2 attack. probably need to blood bait just to be sure. This turn is pretty bad if this fails. And then if he has another elixir of iron, then it's not a big deal. But I would ideally like to be able to take this down given the opportunity. Okay. Full Elnick. We're a little small to interact with that, so we'll give it a turn. 16 seems pretty safe against Sejuani. Outside of a big overwhelm, I don't think he's going to be able to deal any more damage to us this game. Just kind of do all this. Right, we flip in that. I had to make sure that we flipped. I was pretty sure that was the way the game works here. Okay. Ooh, we got the Pyke on top. If you're not familiar, Pyke, if he's your top card, it puts like a little animation on top to where you can see his eyeballs. I really don't like that that's a thing, but it's the way the game works, so it kind of is what it is. Okay, and then we don't have any more lurks. We already hit the 1. You can't lurk twice, so I think he's just going to be stuck with a unit we can't kill, which is it's not the end of the world. We should be able to just like drop our Pyke. He's going to be the spell when he comes up. He'll just come down and destroy this Reaver. Right. Good things are happening. Should be just lethal on this attack now. He doesn't have any cards in his hand. We'll start with the Snapjaw Swarm and then send everyone else in. Avalanche. I didn't expect that one to show up, but alright. I think we're still lethal here. Yeah, we are. Easy peasy. Let's just play all these cards out now since he's going to be like that, we're going to be like this. Get him good. Right. Right into the Sejuani round. Let's see what we can find. Okay, so these are kind of turdy. None of them are units, which kind of sucks. None of them are particularly powerful spells, although Vile Feast could be turning reasonable now that we're coming up to like the turret rounds, but I think we're just going to spend our last reroll. Do I actually want Bone Skewer? Don't think so. Kind of interested in the health potion just for a bit of reach. I do kind of like Riposte as well. Let's stick to Riposte. When I shuffle 2 copies into your deck, they cost 1, so it should be cheap after the first one. Can mess with our lurks, but should be so good when we're coming out with the Snapjaw Swarms and being able to attack with them twice with a Riposte attached to it. And so I would like more swarms, but I'm not going to take them with the ephemeral ability. So do we want Cataclysm or Dawn Speakers? And I think we're okay with more Dawn Speakers. Getting quick attack scouts with all of the lurk bonuses is pretty strong. Off we go. I got water now. We're ready to hydrate. All right, here we go, Sejuani. So cool. We got a 1 and a blood bait. Should be good enough to get started here. I'll play the Cutthroat. Sejuani definitely has a lot of Omen Hawks, and so again, I'd rather have our unit stay on the board for a turn if able. All the blood baits. No, I do want to pick up a Snapjaw Swarm though, so we'll go ahead and play one. Probably look to just play one every turn for the rest of the game. So the thing we have to question now is like, would we rather try to just like play the Bloodbait pass, see if he plays a unit behind that we can then take down with the Hammer Snout? I don't think so. Our units are kind of small here. Let's at least get another guaranteed lurk in. And then if we don't get to attack and only get to come in with the Cutthroat, I think that's okay. Beautiful. Okay. One way to go about it. I don't know why you wouldn't flash freeze the unit that's currently attacking you, but maybe Sejuani knows something that I don't. Hey. We're just bigger than Ember Maiden? Not quite. Okay, and then we'll open on this one. This one's been kind of a joke this round. You're right into that with Sejuani sometimes, where she just doesn't play any cards, but even against the harsh winds, we should just be lethal once we follow up with the Swarm. Okay, alright. So let's see how we can upgrade. And I don't think... I guess the... Where are you at? The Bloodbait does create the Snapjaw Swarms, but... doesn't seem all that exciting. We aren't... Are we generating any other cards anywhere? On-speakers, petty officers... Technically... I'm not sure. I think when this thing says, like, this cost 1, this doesn't count or Wild Inspiration, so I don't think we would get 0 cost riposts. Thieves' Tools is fine. Start of game, summon a random landmark, we just don't have any. So I think we probably just want to stick to the Thieves' Tools, and that's when allies attack, so we can also get the bonus from that when we play the Snapjaw Swarm. Okay, then these are fairly weak, but we don't have any more rerolls, so we'll just put the Overwhelm onto Pyke. Jump on in, looking strong. He already had Fury, so don't get too much out of adding Fury twice. I think Fury twice does activate, though. Maybe we should have just gone for Fury. I think you can have 2 of them. Don't quite remember that interaction. But here, let's just hang on to the Swarm and look for a 1. Didn't find it, but it's okay. There we go. Has the clump, but oh man, I forgot to playing against this deck. There's a chance that we just we deck them with the Snapjaw Swarms. This is the best place to be going after the nab strategy is against the Hexcore Foundry guy. Yeah, give me all your cards. All right, we're gonna start to overdraw, but that's not a huge deal here. Then Riposte, we didn't talk about it, but Riposte does play reasonably well with Pyke, since that you can get him going for his flip a little bit quicker. But that was pretty big, spiking the death from below. We'll get to just play that next turn. Not sure if he'll ever block here. If he blocks, then it'd be pretty good for us, but okay. So we're set up should he decide to attack here. Then I hadn't stopped to consider what happens if you get 2 Pykes on the board. And that's pretty good if he's flipped, right? If we have his flip and just ace our opponent's team, getting to come in with the overwhelm damage is pretty nice. So I think we'll probably just want to do some amount of cataclysming and snapjaw swarming. So let's just go ahead and attack with our champions. This should just ace his board. And then we can cataclysm something, and then hopefully after the cataclysm we can get a snapjaw swarm on the board. What? Oh my gosh. Come on, game. Did we break it? Riot.com/NA.bug reports. What happened? Something happened. Okay, we got our 5 mana pack now. Alright, let's ace a squad. Always feels good. Look at all those furies. Such fury. I was going to say he's probably got a unit behind, so the swarm isn't guaranteed to get through. But that was the idea with the attack. If we full clear his board, we might be able to get the Snapjaw Swarm in for just actual damage. He's only got 3 cards left. Can we get him for 2 attacks this turn? Probably not, since we already played our other dude. We can't get him for any attacks this turn. Could have, if we'd stopped to think about doing a Dawn Speaker's Cataclysm, we probably could have killed him this turn. But I didn't do that. I think we're okay here. I was just trying to get enough dudes on the board that we could block everything if he attacked. He did pretty easily. Alright, we'll put Bloodbait on top. Go ahead and make our Jury Rig, and then this open attack will end the game. We'll try to get the takedown with the Pyke on the left so that the one on the right just gets the free 13. We should be able to get a kill here. Oh, we don't have a hook though. It doesn't matter. This game's just going to be done, but okay. Got him. Okay, we get additional pikes. It's like I'm tempted to just take something else, but no, we're stacking Pyke here today. He's looking pretty strong. We're looking pretty good here. I thought we were looking pretty good with our counterfeit copies trial, but that one failed at Victor. But I'm feeling much better with this one. We've been cruising through all these games. Let's get rid of the Rider. Otherwise, we got a pretty strong curve here. We like to get the scout thing going. He's has a reasonably scary late game. Not cool, dude. Cool. Yeah, give me them Plaza Guardians. All right. Alright. You pretty strong, my man. You pretty strong. Deck this guy? he's got 13 cards left. That's a very real possibility. This dude likes to play Progress Days. So it's a thing. We could maybe do it. Gonna need the Static Shock here. It's kind of a non-exciting play. I don't think he'll attack into these. Doesn't seem like something opponent would do here. God, no. Are we 17? Hopefully safe enough going into Victor. I don't think we'll take any more damage here. Probably save the static shock just in case the elusive tries to get through, but pretty strong. Oh, we want we want him to have progress day. Can kill this now. We can save it for next turn. Petty Officer gets a ton of damage in, making the second unit. And I think maybe we just put the Bloodbait on top. So next turn, we can get 2 attacks out of the Snapjaw Swarms. Okay, I think this is good. We got into 6. Good deal. Be able to just get an open kill of some sort here. Really? Really? Boom. Okay. Okay, Victor, we're ready for round 2. It was made me sad with the last one, made me feel a little better with this one. Let's see again. Oh, 0 cost Crackshot Corsair. Okay. Okay. Get behind that. Let's see. That seems like a reasonable start. I would rather have our Crackshot Corsair. Hey, and there he is. But and all the pikes all the time. He doesn't have the 1 cost unit here. This comes in for a ton of damage if we hit our lurk. Sure. May not actually have a play next turn. Gotta see what we draw. It's not a big deal if we don't, but maybe we'll top deck the Snapjaw Swarm. Nope. All right. Well, this is still a acceptable amount of damage to be taking. Pyke happening now. We do have, you know, the ability to bone skewer this turn if we need to. Oh man, and Pyke was our top unit. Phew. So we can get in some damage like this. That'll put Pyke on top of our deck so that we can get a death from below next turn as well. Boom. Yeah, drawing 4 Pikes wasn't too bad here. Not that bad at all. He doesn't have Victor. Well, I'm still going to run him. Well, it's like I just don't want to block this thing, but we can take the damage. We do have the ability to get 2 Pikes on the board if we do it the other way. This is fine. Okay. Like, as long as this game has some time to it, then I think we'll be fine. It's very weird that he hasn't just dropped Victor at some point, but... keep chaining together these death from belows, I guess. So you got Pyke up to 12 damage. Gonna come in for 8 here. Get another Pyke next turn. It's good. I think you're done for, Victor. I think we got this one. Calling my shot already. Good. Get him before he gets a spell shield, I guess. Boom. God, his animation's so scary. Why do you have to be so scary, Pyke? Let's go ahead and get this going. Something expensive can go away. I assume he's just dead here. Get him with the Poro cannons. That's all we needed. I think this is the appropriate way to end the game. Get the Poros down. And be like, true shot barrage. That's the way Victor sounds. Don't listen to his actual voice animation here. Ah, dude. Not fun. There you have it. GG, Victor, GG. It's alright. At least got to do some kind of Pyke shenanigans there at the end. I mean, unless I'm just like wildly overlooking something or there's a passive that I haven't seen, like to the best of my knowledge, they haven't posted all of the passives as far as patch notes go. I'm sure somebody on Reddit has dug them all up and put them out there, but nothing like seems super exciting to me for Pyke. I think he's pretty horrible in Expedition. I think he's pretty horrible out here. Let's be real, most of our work this thing was done due to the lie in wait passive and not so much through Pyke. But you know, maybe he's more passable than Talia. I don't know, but this is all in all one of the more we'll call it one of the more challenging card pools as opposed to calling Pyke bad. We'll just say that the the challenge is greater here. And so I hope that this video helped you take down the challenge. You know, stay positive, take those challenges down. I hope you learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.